I like Bleak House. I'm a big Dickens fan, so I took that and short stories and all that stuff. Hey, Peter.
Hey, David, how's that? Dickens fan and all?
Yeah, I'm a huge Dickens fan.
Bah, humbug.
I'm in the middle of reading Bleak House, 800 pages. Ooh.
Oh.
It's his longest and most obtuse, shall we say.
Yeah, it's a little, it's different. You know, I've read Oliver Twist and David Copperfield before, but this one is a little different. And it's a female heroine, you know. So.
But I want to take the rock and roll class.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
This is where it happens.
What?
This is where it happens.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Keyword is it.
What's your t-shirt say there?
Oh, here, read it.
An antique show. Yes, I read that. I saw that online. I was so tempted to buy it.
But somebody bought it for me. It was a Christmas present.
Good, yeah.
So,
see, that's how that happens.
but my favorite one, I'll show it to you. It's right over here. Hang on.
Hey, Jim, have you been doing this on Zoom?
With Shakespeare or with
with Shakespeare.
Osher? I've been doing both, yeah. The only thing I missed was the Hamlet last spring. I said I do not want to do Hamlet on Zoom. There's no way. Just
you also missed the snacks and the dessert part.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
well,
I saw you making them.
I'll reach in the screen and grab some. Oh, what does that say? Please go away, interrupt me if I am talking to myself.
Please don't interrupt me when I'm talking.
Oh, don't interrupt. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to myself, I'm having a lot of fun, or something like, I don't forget what it was. It's like I'm answering myself.
It's fun answering yourself if you give yourself some pretty good questions, easy questions.
And I do.
Yeah, good. So you're still celebrating happy holidays?
Yeah, I decided to wear my red hat.
Okay.
Haven't put away my tree yet.
Well, I just put mine away a little while ago, but it's only a little thing that I bought at Long's Drug for about $10.
All right.
Yeah, so I put that away, but
I had to have the smell of pine in my room, and so I didn't buy an actual tree. Obviously, it's not enough room, but I did buy some branches that I have kept.
So you were
ornaments on those.
You were pining for pine.
I was pining for a few pines.
Yes.
With crisp pine.
Inspired by your wearing a hat, I'm going to go wear something on my head, but not a hat.
It's on the wall, then behind you.
Oh, here's Una.
Una, Luna, Luna, Luna. Where is she? There she is.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy snooze year. All right. That's a wig. That's a wonderful wig.
So everybody, we have Dave. We have Dave back, and we have Susie.
You don't have Mike yet.
And Lana is going to join us too. So she said.
You say Mike? You called Mike?
there's Mike right there.
Mike, I don't see him.
One of them is here.
Okay.
Isn't that Susie with the long
I'll be
black
right-
hair?
Yeah, that's Susie. I'll be right back. I gotta feed the dogs and I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Mikey. All right.
Hi, Una.
Hi.
Ruby Doo.
Yeah,
That's an interesting wig.
thank you.
Peter, I have a confession to make.
Oh, but confess my true son.
And give me the Hail Mary and all
Yeah.
this other stuff. I signed up for the first merchant. You signed up for Angelo, and they're both the same person.
Oh, okay. Who? So what's the other Angelo's other name?
Angelo and first merchant.
Oh, first merchant Balthazar.
See, on my script, for some reason it says each of them are separate.
Yeah, mine too in my book.
So I'm hoping that they are. But I had signed up for the first merchant and Dr. Pinch.
Okay, mine says
Who am
Angelo.
I reading?
Yeah. Mine says Balthazar is a merchant and Angelo is a goldsmith.
That's right.
So if they're the same
I
person.
think you're reading the sister, Una,
Sister?
Luciana.
Okay.
That is the sister to Adriana.
Okay.
And Emilia.
Emilia. Okay.
She's the abbess at the very end of the play.
Okay. So
And you
two
also-
characters.
You also
Yes.
have a small part as the jailer.
Jailer. Okay.
Yeah, it's at the beginning. You say a couple lines, and I think at the
Okay.
very last
He
scene.
has a lot to say at the end, I think.
Okay.
Hey,
Maybe
Hey,
I should get a rope for jailers.
hey,
What are my
Yeah.
parts again?
You're reading both Antipholon, isn't that what?
Oh, okay.
But
Jim?
I was thinking somebody was going to, no,
Jim,
I,
if you have Balthazar and Angelo as the same character,
no,
oh,
they're not.
oh, okay.
I should also show you this. Can you see that?
No, I don't see it.
Oh,
Wait a
it's
minute.
invisible in your screen.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, brother.
Oh, it's like an invisible man.
Yes,
It's just a beach.
yeah, life is, isn't it? Well, this is
You cannot
This is
see
the
it.
DVD from the Globe Theatre in London of the Comedy of Errors. I have never heard a play go so lickety-split, so fast, so alive as it was with this show, and just the characterizations, because they were, I guess, Indian or East Indian. I don't know if you can get a picture. Let's see if I can.
We don't see the picture. Oh,
Yeah.
but
Wait a second. I'll get in
it's
there.
very expensive.
He's in there somewhere.
See your hand.
I
We
know.
see your hand and we see the ocean.
Yeah, palm tree there.
Kind of a page and the beach.
Yeah, I can't get it. Well, anyway, that's the Dromio character. They both look so much alike. You're just like, oh, I'm totally confused. Who are these guys? And then Antipholi are also, terribly confusing, but wonderfully performed, when you mix it with the people in the audience, where you get a laugh on practically every other thing, and then any reaction shots. You know, I never realized there was so many times in which you could just stop your speaking and look at the audience and say nothing, you know, and they'll laugh. It was so much fun watching that. I'm going to present this along with several others this summer at my Osher group, and also a tribute to Laurence Olivier. Long overdue. I haven't done a course on his speaking. So that's going to be fun. David, you are definitely wanting to see that again.
Okay, we'll see.
Shakespeare for you. And all of them have subtitles. I know you hate that, but that's what they are.
Yeah, I'm one of the people that don't really need them. But there's a lot of people that do need them, you know. So.
Yeah, I love it. But whatever they got is what we got.
Susie has to come back in. She has to make a change to the iPhone instead of the computer.
Well, why don't we start without her?
Could you let her in, please?
Okay, I'm trying to see. I don't see her. Oh, wait. I don't see her waiting to come in. Hello?
Everybody else is still on.
Okay, yep. Okay, bye.
There it is.
Yeah, it'll try to connect back to where it left off, but it dropped me like a hot potato.
Okay. Susie is wanting to come into the room. Let me see. Could I admit her?
I don't see her.
I press admit. There she is. Are you still? Do I still need to put you back to the host? Oh, I'm the host now. So as the host, so that he could record it.
It's recorded for strange reasons. So, but yes. Whatever.
All right. Here we go. We're all set. Lana's not coming, I think. She just hasn't come yet. So let's
Everybody know their names. I mean, their player names. Peter, you know you're Duke Solinus, Duke of Ephesus. You're going to sentence me to death or something.
Hi, Susie.
What?
Yeah, because it's a comedy. You know what I mean?
No, I don't have that down here. I have Solinus, but I don't know. I have a Duke here.
Well, it's Duke Solinus of Ephesus. There's two cities, Syracuse, Ephesus.
His name is Duke Solinus.
Solinus.
Or Solinus, Duke of something. Oh, Ephesus. Okay.
Doris Duke's cousin.
Aha, of course.
People from Syracuse are not supposed to be in Ephesus.
So another thing, could you let Susie which part she's reading?
She doesn't know. Okay.
I lost that on the computer. I have to.
Nell?
Let me just watch for a minute because I lost my script. I'm trying to get it up on my laptop because I can't.
Okay. Leilani, can you remember Nell and Luch?
Sure. We'll just, if nobody speaks, Susie, go ahead and speak. I remember that.
Nell, a long scene for this first. You may as well go ahead.
And probably the courtesan too. All right, let's start.
Nell and Luch when you get going. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
A hall in the Duke Solinus's palace. Proceed, Solinus, to procure my fall, and then the doom of death and woes and all.
Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late has sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants, our well-being dealing countrymen, who, wanting guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed their rigorous statutes with their bloods, excluded all pity from our threatening looks, for since the mortal and intestinal jars, 'twixt thy seditious countrymen and us, it hath in solemn synods been decreed, both by the Syracusans and ourselves, to admit no traffic to our adverse towns, nay more, if any born at Ephesus, seen as any Syracusian marts and fairs. Again, if any Syracusian born come to the Bay of Ephesus, he dies. His goods confiscate, the dukes dispose, unless 1,000 marks be levied to quit the penalty and to ransom him. Thy substance, valued at the highest rare, cannot amount to under 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
Yet this, my comfort, when your words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusian, say in brief the cause why thou dost depart from thy native home, and for what cause thou canst to Ephesus.
A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable. Yet, that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offense, I'll utter what my sorrows give me leave. In Syracusa I was born, and wed unto a woman, happy but for me, and by me, had not our hap been bad. With her I lived in joy, our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to Epidamnum, till my factor's death, and the great care of goods at random left, drew me from kind embracements of my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old, before herself, almost fainting under the pleasing punishment that women bear, had made provision for her following me, and soon and safe arrival there I was. There had she not been long, but she became a joyful mother of 2 goodly sons, and, which is strange, the one so like the other as could not be distinguished but by names. That very hour in the self-same inn, a meaner woman was delivered of such a burden, male twins, both alike. Those for her parents were exceedingly poor, I bought and brought up to attend my sons. My wife, not meaningly proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions for our home return. Unwilling, I agreed. Alas, too soon we came aboard. A league from Epidamnum, we had sailed before the always wind-obeying deep gave any tragic instance of our harm. But longer did we not retain much hope, for what obscured light the heavens did grant did but convey unto our fearful minds a doubtful warrant of our imminent death, which thought myself would have embraced. Yet the incessant weepings of my wife, weeping before for what she saw must come, and piteous plainings of the pretty babes, that mourned for fashion, ignored what to fear, forced me to seek delays for them and me. And this it was, for other means was none. The sailors sought for safety by our boat, and left the ship then sinking ripe to us. My wife, more careful for the latter born, had fastened herself with a small spare mast. Such seafaring men provide for storms. To him, one of the other twins was bound, whilst I had been like heedful of the other. The children thus disposed, my wife and I, fixing our eyes on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves at either end of the mast, and floating straight, obedient to the stream, was carried towards Corinth, as we thought. At length the sun, gazing upon the earth, dispersed those vapors that offended us, and by the benefit of this wished light, the seas waxed calm, and we discovered 2 ships from afar making amain to us. Of Corinth that, of Epidaurus this. But ere they came, oh, let me say no more. Gather the sequel by what went before.
Nay, nay, forward, old man, do not break off so, though we may pity, we, though not pardon thee.
Oh, had the gods done so, I had not now worthily deemed them merciless to us. For ere the ships could meet by twice 5 leagues, we were encountered by a mighty rock, which being violently borne upon, our helpful ship was splitted in the midst, so that in this unjust divorce of us, fortune had left to both of us alike what to delight in and what to sorrow for. Her part, or soul, seeming as burdened with the lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind, and in our sight they 3 were taken up by fishermen of Corinth, as we thought. At length another ship had seized on us, and knowing whom it was their hap to save, gave healthful welcome to their shipwrecked guests, and would have reft the fishers of their prey, had not their bark been very slow of sail, and therefore homeward did they bend their course. Thus you have heard me severed from my bliss, that by misfortunes was my life prolonged, to tell sad stories of my own mishap.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favor to dilate at full what hath befallen of them and thee till now.
My youngest boy, and yet my eldest care, at 18 years became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, his case was like, reft of his brother, but retained his name, might bear him company in quest of him, whom whilst I labored of a love to see, I hazard the loss of whom I loved. 5 summers have I spent in furthest Greece, roaming clean through the bounds of Asia, and coasting homeward came to Ephesus, hopeless to find, yet loath to leave, unsought, or that any place that harbors men. But here must end the story of my life, and happy were I in my timely death, could all my travels warrant me they live.
Hapless Etienne, whom the fates have marked, to bear the extremity of dire mishap. Now trust me, were it not against our laws, against my crown, my oath, my dignity, which princes, would they, may not disannul, my soul should sue as advocate for thee. But though thou art adjudged to the death, and past sentence may not be recalled, but to our honor's great disparagement, yet will I favor thee in what I can. Therefore, merchant, I'll limit thee this day to seek thy health by beneficial help. Try all the fens thou hast in Ephesus. Beg thou, or borrow, or make up the sum, and live. If so, then thou art doomed to die. Juliet, take him to thy custody.
I will, my lord.
Hopeless and helpless doth Aegean wend, but to procrastinate his lifeless end. Okay, scene 2. Antipholus Dromio of Syracuse, that be me. No, wait. Is that me? Yeah. And first merchant.
Are we gonna do the entire play tonight?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you guys. Isn't
God
this
willing.
Is this
I
a
don't know
short
which
one?
part
Is this a short one? I don't know.
I usually leave it up to Jim so that we don't have to
Well,
go
Jim's
on till 1 o'clock
silent
the
in
morning.
this regard.
Oh,
I'd like to go until at least, I don't want to go until after 10 for myself.
yeah, me too.
That's the
So,
cutoff.
We could, yeah,
Well, Leilani, help us out here.
we could just stick to the text and then just stop when we get to 10 o'clock somehow.
And then skip to the very last line.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9:55 last
Okay.
So
night.
who is first merchant? Anybody
Jim,
know?
right?
First. Hello?
Ready? Ready?
Okay.
Where are we?
That you are from Apodunum, and lest your goods be too soon confiscate, this very day a Syracusan merchant is apprehended for arrival here, and not being able to buy out his life, according to the statute of the town, dies ere the weary sun set in the west. There is your money that I had to keep.
Go, bear it to the centaur where we host, and stay there, Dromio, till I come to thee. Within this hour it will be dinner time. Till that I'll view the manners of the town, peruse the traders, gaze upon the buildings, and then return and sleep with mine inn. For with long travel I'm stiff and weary. Get thee away.
Many a man would take you at your word and go indeed, having so good a mien.
A trusty villain, sir, that very oft, when I'm dull with care and melancholy, lightens my humor with merry jests. What, will you walk with me about the town, and then go to my inn and dine with me?
I am invited, sir, to certain merchants, of whom I hoped to make much benefit, to crave your pardon. Soon at 5 o'clock, please you, I'll meet with you upon the march, and afterwards consort you to the bedtime. And my present business calls me from you now.
Farewell, till then, I will go lose myself and wander up and down to view the city.
Ah, sir, I commend you to your own content.
He that commends me to mine own content commends me to the thing I cannot get. I to the world am like a drop of water that in the ocean seeks another drop, who, falling there to find his fellow forth, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself, and so I, to find a mother and a brother, in quest of them, unhappy, lose myself. Here comes the almanac of my true date. What now? How chance thou art returned so soon?
Return it so soon, rather approach it too late. The capon burns, the pig falls from the spit, the clock hath struck 12 upon the bell. My mistress made it one upon my cheek. She is so hot because the meat is cold. The meat is cold because you come not home. You come not home because you have no stomach. You have no stomach, having broke your fast. But we that know what 'tis to fast and pray are penitent for your default today.
Stop in your wind, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where have you left the money that I gave you?
Oh, 6 pence that I had all Wednesday last to pay the saddler for my mistress' crupper. The saddler had it, sir. I kept it not.
I am not in a sport of humor now. Tell me, and dally not, where is the money? We being strangers here, how darest thou trust so great a charge from thine own custody?
I pray you jest, sir, as you sit at dinner. I from my mistress come to you in post. If I return, I shall be post indeed, for she will score your fault upon my pate. Methinks your maul, like mine, should be your clock, and strike you home without a messenger.
Come, Dromio, come. These jests are out of season. Reserve them till a merrier hour than this. Where is the gold I gave in charge to thee?
To me, sir. Why, you gave no gold to me.
Come on, sir, knave, have done your foolishness, and tell me how thou hast disposed thy charge.
My charge was but to fetch you from the mart, home to your house, the Phoenix. Sir, to dinner. My mistress and her sister stay for you.
In what safe place have you bestowed my money? Or shall I break that merry sconce of yours that stands on tricks when I am undisposed? Where is the 1,000 marks thou hadst of me?
I have some marks of yours upon my pate, some of my mistress' marks upon my shoulders, but not 1,000 marks between you both. If I should pay your worship those again, perchance you will not hear them patiently.
Thy mistress marks? What mistress, slave, hast thou?
Your worship's wife, my mistress of the Phoenix. She that doth fast till you come home to dinner, and prays that you will you come to dinner.
What? Wilt thou flout me thus unto my face, being forbid? There, take that, you sir knave.
For God's sake, hold your hands. Nay, and you will not, sir. I'll take my heels.
Upon my life, by some device or other, the villain is o'erwrought of all my money. They say this town is full of cozenage, as nimble jugglers that deceive the eye, dark working sorcerers that change the mind, soul-killing witches that deform the body, disguised cheaters, prating mountebanks, and many such like liberties of sin. If it prove so, I will be gone the sooner. I'll to the centaur to go seek this slave. I greatly fear my money is not safe. Act 2.
Neither my husband nor the slave returned. Then in such haste I sent to seek his master. Surely, Shiana, it is 2 o'clock.
Perhaps some merchants hath invited him, and from the mart he somewhere gone to dinner. Good sister, let us dine, and never fret. A man is master of his liberty, time is their master, and when they see time, they will go or come. If so, be patient, sister.
Why should their liberty than ours be more?
Because their business still lies out of door.
Look, when I serve him so, he takes it ill.
Oh no, he is the bridle of your will.
There's none but asses will be bridled so.
Why headstrong liberty is lashed with wool. There's nothing situated under heaven's eye, but hath his bound in earth, in sea, in sky. The beasts, the fishes, and the winged fowls are their male subjects, and at their controls, men more divine, the masters of all these, lord of the wide world and wild, watery seas, induced with intellectual sense and soul of more preeminence than fish and fowls, are masters to their females and their lords, then let your will attend on their accords.
This servitude makes you to keep unwed.
Not this, but troubles of the marriage bed.
But were you wedded, you would bear some sway.
Ere I learn love, I will practice to obey.
How if your husband starts some other where?
Till he come home again, I would forbear.
Patience unmoved, don't no marvel, though she pause, that can be meek that have no other cause. A wretched soul, bruised with an adversary, we bid be quiet when we hear it cry. But were we burdened with like weight of pain, as much or more would we ourselves complain. So thou that hast no unkind mate to grieve thee, with urging helpless patience wouldst relieve me. But if thou live to see like right bereft, this fool-baked patience in thee will be left.
Well, I will marry one day, but to try, here comes your man. Now is your husband's night.
Say, is your tardy master now at hand?
Say, he's at two hands with me, and that my 2 ears can witness.
Say, didst thou speak with him? Knowest thou his mind?
I hold his mind upon my ear. He shrew his hand. I scarce could understand it.
Spake he so doubtfully thou couldst not feel his meaning?
Nay, he struck so plainly. I could too well feel his blows, withal so doubtfully that I could scarce understand them.
But say, I prithee, is he coming home? It seems he hath take great care to please his wife.
My mistress, sure my master is horn mad.
Horn mad, thou villain!
I mean, not cuckold mad, but sure he is stark mad. When I desired him to come home to dinner, he asked me for 1,000 marks in gold. 'Tis dinner time, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Your meat doth burn, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Will you come home, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Where is the 1,000 marks I gave thee, villain? The pig, quoth I, is burned. My gold, quoth he. My mistress, sir, quoth I. Hang up thy mistress. I know not thy mistress. Out on thy mistress.
Quoth who?
Quoth my master. I know, quoth he. No house, no wife, no... So that my errant do unto my tongue. I thank him. I bear home upon my shoulders. For in conclusion, he did beat me there.
Go back again, thou slave, and fetch him home.
Go back again and be new beaten home? For God's sake, send some other messenger.
Back, slave, or I will break thy pate across.
And he will bless that cross with other beating. Between you I shall have a holy head.
Hence, prating pheasant, fetch thy master home.
Am I so round with you as you with me, that like a football you do spurn me thus? You spurn me hence, and he will spurn me hither? If I last in this service, you must case me in leather.
Ay, how impatient loureth in your face.
His company must do his minions grace, whilst I at home starve for very look. Hath homely age the alluring beauty took from my poor cheek? Then he hath wasted it. Are my discourses dull? Barren my wit? If voluble and sharp discourse be marred, unkindness blunts it more than marble hard. Either gave vestments, that's not my fault. He's master of my state. What ruins are in me that can be found, but him not ruined? Then is he the ground of my defeatures? My decayed fair, a sunny look of his would soon repair. But too unruly, dear, he breaks the pale and feeds from home. Poor I am, but his tale.
Self-harming jealousy, fie, beat it hence.
unfeeling fools can with such wrongs dispense. I know his eye doth homage otherwhere, or else what less it but he would be here. Sister, you know he promised me a chain. With that alone he would detain. So he would keep fair quarter with his bed. I see the jewel best enameled will lose his beauty, yet the gold bids still that others touch, and often touching will wear gold. And no man that hath a name by falsehood and corruption doth it shame. Since that my beauty cannot please his eye, I'll weep what's left away, and weeping die.
How many fond fools serve mad jealousy?
Scene 2. The gold I gave to Dromio is laid up safe at the Centaur, and the heedful slave is wandered forth in care to seek me out by computation and mine host's report. I could not speak with Dromio, since at first I sent him from the mart. See, here he comes. How now, sir? Is your merry humor altered? As you love strokes, so jest with me again. You know no centaur, you received no gold, your mistress sent to have me home to dinner. My house was at the Phoenix. Wast thou mad that thou thus so madly thou didst answer me?
What answer, sir? When I spake I such a word?
Even now, even here, not half an hour since.
I did not see you since you sent me hence, home to the Centaur, with the gold that you gave me.
Villain, thou didst deny the gold's receipt, and toldst me of a mistress and a dinner, for which I hope thou feltest I was displeased.
I am glad to see you in this merry vein. What means this jest? I pray you, master, tell me.
Dost thou jest and jeer and flout at me in the teeth? Thinkst thou I jest? Hold, take thou that and that!
Hold, sir, for God's sake. Now your jest is earnest. Upon what bargain do you give it to me?
Because that I familiarly sometimes do use you for my fool and chat with you, your sauciness will jest upon my love and make a common of my serious hours. When the sun shines, let foolish gnats make sport, but creep in crannies when he hides his beams. If you will jest with me, know my aspect, and fashion your demeanor to my looks, or I will beat this method in your sconce.
Sconce, call it you? So you would leave battering? I had rather have it ahead, and you use these blows long. I must get a sconce for my head and ensconce it too, or else I shall seek my wit in my shoulders. But I pray you, sir, when I am beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir, but that I am beaten.
Shall I tell you why?
Aye, sir, and wherefore? For they say every why has a wherefore.
Why, first, for flouting me, and then, wherefore, for urging it the second time to me.
Was there ever any man thus beaten out of season? When in the why and the wherefore is neither rhyme nor reason. Well, sir, I thank you.
Thank me, sir? For what?
Very, sir, for this something that you gave me for nothing.
I'll make you amends next to give you nothing for something. But say, sir, is it dinner time?
No, sir. I think the meat once that I have.
In good time, sir. What's that?
Basting.
Well, sir, then 'twill be dry.
If it be, sir, I pray you eat none of it.
Your reason?
Lest it make you choleric and purchase me another dry basting.
Well, sir, learn to jest in good time, There's a time for all things.
I durst have denied that before you were so choleric.
By what rule, sir?
Marry, sir, by the rule as plain as the plain bald pate of Father Time himself.
Let's hear it.
There's no time for a man to recover his hair that grows bald by nature.
May he not do it by fine and recovery?
Yes, to pay a fine for periwig and to recover the lost hair of another man.
Why is time such a niggard of hair, being as it is so plentiful an excrement?
Because it is a blessing that he bestows on beasts, and that he hath scanted men in hair, he has given them in wit.
Why, but there's many a man hath more hair than wit.
Not a man of those, but he hath the wit to lose his hair.
Why, thou didst conclude hairy men plain dealers without wit?
The plainer dealer, the sooner lost. Yet he loseth in a kind of jollity.
For what reason?
For two, and sound ones too.
Nay, not sound, I pray you.
Sure ones, then.
Nay, not sure, in a thing falsing.
Certain ones, then.
Name them.
The one, to save the money that he spends in trimming. The other, at a party they should not drop in his porridge.
You would all this time have proved there is no time for all things.
Marry, and did, sir, namely, no time to recover hair lost by nature.
But your reason was not substantial. Why, there is no time to recover.
Thus I mend it. Time himself is bald, and therefore to the world's end will have bald followers.
I knew 'twould be a bad conclusion, but soft, who wafts us yonder?
I, Antipholus, look strange and frown. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana, nor thy wife. The time was once when thou unsurged wast bow, that never words were music to thine ear, that never object pleasing in thine eye, that never touch welcome to thy hand, that never meat sweet savored in thy taste, unless I spake, or looked, or touched, or carved to thee. How comes it now, my husband? Oh, how comes it that thou art thus estranged from thyself? Thyself I call it, being strange to me. That undividable, incorporate, and better than thy dear self's better part. Ah, do not tear away thyself from me, for know my love, as easy mayest thou fall, a drop of water in the breaking gulf, and take unmingled that same drop again, without addition or diminishing, as take from me thyself, and not me too. How dearly would it touch me to the quick, shouldst thou but hear I were licentious, and that this body consecrate to thee by ruffian lust should be contaminate. Wouldst thou not spit at me and spurn at me, and hurl the name of husband in my face, and tear the stained skin off my harlot brow, and from the false hand cut the wedding ring, and break it with a deep divorcing vow? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. I am possessed with an adulterate blot. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust. For if we two be one, and thou play false, I do digest the poison of thy flesh, being strumpeted by the contagion. Keep then far league and truce with thy true bed. I live unstained, thou undishonored.
Plead you to me, fair dame, I know you not. In Ephesus I am but 2 hours old, as strange unto your town as to your talk, who every word by all my wit being scanned, want wit in all one word to understand.
My brother, how the world is changed with you. When were you wont to use my sister thus? She sent for you by Dromio home to dinner.
By Dromio?
By me?
By thee, and this thou didst return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house for his, me for his wife.
Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? This is the course and drift of your compact?
I, sir? I never saw her till this time.
Villain, thou liest, for even her very words didst thou deliver to me on the mart.
I never spake with her in all my life.
How can she thus then call us by our names, unless it be by inspiration?
How ill agrees it with your gravity to counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, abetting him to thwart me in my mood. Be it my wrong, you are from me exempt, but wrong not that wrong with the more contempt. Come, I will fasten this on my sleeve of thine. Thou art an elm, my husband, I a vine, whose weakness, married to thy stronger state, makes me with thy strength to communicate. If aught possess thee from me, it is dross, usurping, ivy briar or idle moss, who all for want of pruning with intrusion infect thy sap and live on thy confusion.
To me she speaks, she moves me for her theme. What, was I married to her in my dream? Or sleep I now and think I hear all this? What error drives our eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sure uncertainty, I'll entertain the offered fallacy.
Romeo, go bid the servants spread for dinner.
Oh, for my beads, cross me for a sinner. This is a fairyland of sprites, spite of sprites. We talk with goblins, owls, and sprites. If we obey them not, this will ensue. They'll suck our breath or pinch us black and blue.
Why prettest thou to thyself and answers it not? Romeo, thou drone, thou snail, thou slug, thou slut.
I am transformed, master, am I not?
I think thou art mad, thou art in mind, and so am I.
Nay, master, both in mind and in my shape.
Thou hast thine own form.
Oh, I am an ape.
If thou art changed to aught, 'tis to an ass.
'Tis true, she rides me, for I long for grass. 'Tis so, I am an ass. Else it could never be that I should know her as well as she knows me.
Come, no longer will I be a fool to put the finger in the eye and weep, whilst man and master laugh my woes to scorn. Come, sir, to dinner. Dromio, keep the gate. Husband, I'll dine above with you today, and shrive you of 1,000 idle pranks. Sirrah, if you ask for your master, say he dines forth, and let no creature enter. Come, sister. Dromio, play the porter well.
Am I in earth, in heaven, or in hell? Sleeping or waking, mad or well advised? Known unto these and to myself disguised, I'll say as they say and persevere so, and in this mist at all adventures go.
Master, shall I be porter at the gate?
Aye, and let none enter, lest I break your pate.
Come, Antipholus, we dine too late.
Here we are, Act 3, and it's not even 8 o'clock.
Run. Okay, here we go.